Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review on the album Master of the Moon by DIO. This album came out in 2005, I believe. This was the last album from DIO before, of course, Ronnie James Dio sadly passed away. But yeah, I mean, I believe there were... I don't know exactly how many albums there were in the modern era of, but I know there were a handful. But yeah, so again, released in 2005, the last album, and yeah, so band members. Let's see. Here we go. Ronnie James Dio on vocals, Craig Goldie on guitar and keyboards, Simon Wright on drums, Jeff Pilson on bass, and Scott Warren on keyboards. Alright. So, the first track is One More for the Road. This one's a really good song. I wouldn't say it would... I mean, it's a good way to start the album, but definitely not... It feels like... Okay, even though it's a good song to start off the album, it kind of doesn't feel like it was made to be at the beginning of the album. Maybe maybe in the middle somewhere, but even though it's good, it's a pretty good it's a great song, a pretty good song to put here, but definitely it doesn't feel like it was made to be the opening track. But it's still a really good song, sort of more of a classic. It has the classic 80s metal kind of vibe to it. But yeah, One More for Road is a really, really good song. Alright. Track number 2 is, of course, the title track, Master of the Moon. It's my favorite track on the album. It kind of feels like the epic of the album. I think I mean, it probably is. I mean, it really does feel like the epic of the album. And, in terms of, vocal performance, with Ronnie James Dio on this album, this song, Master of the Moon, is definitely, my favorite of his vocal performance on this album. He kind of, like, I don't know, at moments he kind of sounds like almost a power metal vocalist in a way, not like full on, but I don't know, there's slight moments here and there on this particular song. He brings like a really catchy melody to his vocals on this song too that just really hook you and just really get you invested in the song. But yeah, Master of the Moon is an amazing, amazing song. My absolute favorite from this album. Track number 3 is, The End of the World. This one is sort of a forgettable song. It's just sort of, I don't know, it feels like filler to me. Track number 4 is Shivers. Another amazing song. A very creepy sounding song, too. Ronnie James Dio brings like sort of a, I guess sort of a, kind of a rasp to his voice. They're not the more, not really high pitched, because usually, he does the very, like, not, sort of a, I guess you could say, not baritone, but he does have a lower register for the most part. He does, and then he goes a little bit up that. But with this particular song, Shivers, he brings sort of a rasp to it, and it just gives it sort of a creep factor that's really, really cool. But yeah. Track number 5 is The Man Who Would Be King. It's sort of, it's forgettable, really. I mean, yeah, it's forgettable, kind of like, The End of the World. But where The End of the World is forgettable and it's sort of a filler, The Man Who Would Be King kind of feels like it was supposed to be maybe the epic of the album, but it just sort of I don't know, it just doesn't sound too good. It's just, Track number 6, The Eyes. Another really creepy song, like, Shivers. This song, from what I can gather, it's sort of about this guy who is dealing with some kind of extreme paranoia where he thinks like there's these pairs of eyes following him wherever he goes, and he can't get away from them. He feels like something is just watching him wherever he goes, and he can't escape it. No matter where he hides or how far he goes, you know. And there's these lyrics in this one song. And this lyrics in the song. Let's see, where's it at? Let's see. Yeah. How did you find me? Places where I can hide. Can't get much smaller. I have invisible dreams where no one can touch me. Maybe I'll find a way to disappear. No one moves, no one dies, just these eyes. Yeah, so it almost feels like in this song, like he's basically saying like the only place that these eyes aren't following him is when he's sleeping and he's dreaming. But yeah, just a really creepy song about it makes you wonder like in this song, is this person actually is this person just hallucinating and he's just like, suffering from some kind of extreme paranoia, or is something actually following him? You know, it really makes you question what's going on in the song. But yeah, The Eyes, a really, really great song. Track number 7, Living the Lie. This one is kind of forgettable also. Just like a few others that I mentioned. It's just, this one, with the End of the World kind of feels like filler. I Am, it's sort of an okay song, I guess. Track number 9, Death by Love, is meh. And track number 10, In Dreams, is okay. I don't mind this one. But yeah. This version does come with a bonus disc. It says recorded live on the Master of the Moon tour, 2004 to 2005. That's what the bonus disc has. Also, this has some of the one of the best artworks I've seen on an album recently. From like the last few years. Hold on, because it's just so, it's just really cool looking too. Like, oh, look at that artwork. Just sort of like a big demonic creature holding like what looks like to be a shattered the moon, but it's like shattering almost. And then you got Dio up there in blue. And then you got like the universe around the creature. And then on the back is really cool too, because it's just basically like sort of like almost like stars and like it's in space and some like that's really really cool. I like that sort of like with the it has like it's just a mixture of like just different colors of blue and black. It's really really cool. And then like the stars all around here. And then also there's artwork inside here too. And then there's a quote here. It says, "Turn around, turn around, and when you face the sun, we can make you be like, oh, okay." So I guess this isn't really a quote. It's just a section of the lyrics from the title track. I don't know why that's here instead of on the main lyric sheet like it actually is. I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, and then there's that artwork, and then there's of course a picture of Ronnie James Dio, and the artwork that's on the cover, and on the actual lyric part, there's really cool sort of artwork of space. You can't really there you could kind of see it there, but it's basically the color palette is just basically black and purple. And then here there's a one where it's sort of a emerald kind of color. Kind of looks blue on the camera, but it's sort of a green blue on the actual thing. And then artwork repeats itself, and then there's some more of what the color scheme on the back looks like. Then there's, I guess, supposed to be the sun, I guess. Not the sun, the Earth, maybe. Honestly, that just kind of look like a generic random design for a planet. It doesn't really look like Earth, now that I'm looking at it. And then there's a picture of the entire band. And then a picture of the creature right here holding the moon. And then back to a picture of the front. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. Definitely has its really good moments, but they're very few and far between. But when they're good, they're good. But it does have a pretty big chunk that's pretty forgettable. But I mean, the stuff that's on here that's good on here is actually pretty good. So I feel like this deserves, like, I was originally thinking of maybe giving it just like a 4 or 5, but then when I listened to the I was really thinking about that like halfway through the album, but then when I listened to the whole thing, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna give it a 6 because there are a few songs on here that are actually really pretty good. But yeah, definitely a 6 out of 10. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty okay last album, but I mean, it does have its moments. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.